Hey y'all, what's up? It's Stranded Leaves, and today I have a repotting video for y'all. So a few weeks ago, I ordered some plants from BWH Plant Co, and I actually did like sort of kind of a review of the plants and what they seemed like fresh out of the box. So today I'm gonna be repotting not all 4 of those plants, but just the Alocasia. So I have the Frydek, and I remember saying I was worried about this leaf right here. This is the next leaf it's given me. I send help. Someone please send exorbitant amounts of help. It is very white, and that's kind of stressing me out. But that's neither here nor there. The perlite really sometimes just looks very suspicious. But anywho, I'm gonna repot this one. I have another leaf that's dying off here, and it's getting ready to be left with just 3 leaves, and it definitely had more than that when it came. So we're gonna repot it because for some reason also these plants have not fully dried out since I got them. I don't think Alocasia want to get like completely bone dry down to, you know what I mean? But I also know from like the experience I had with my Alocasia that was doing fine, but it just got cold and it went dormant. From the experience I've had, I also don't think they want to stay wet for weeks on end. So something has to be done. So I'm essentially just gonna get into that with y'all today. All right, y'all. So now that we're down here, I'm gonna start with the Alocasia Frydek first. I was really thinking about putting on gloves. Should I? I am, because y'all, the eczema. I'm back. I'm gonna take this one out. Let's see what the roots are giving. Child, this thing is still wet towards the bottom. It's not smelling absolutely scary, despicable, but it's also not smelling good. And I think it has one of those spongy plug things. Okay, so all the soil really just easily came off, and y'all could kind of, wait, there you go. You could kind of see that there's like this sponge ball thing. I'm actually going to try to remove that. I guess that's helpful for when it's like first doing its thing. It literally feels like a sponge of peat moss, or you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna take that off. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose some roots in there, and this plant is not gonna be happy about it, but you know, we're just gonna do our best. I do also want to name, I have no fears. Like, I mean, I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't weep if this plant was to not make it, which is why I took everything off. I'm going to put it into one of my clear pots. I'm pretty sure this pot size will do right here. Yeah, this is a good size. I just have my same regular mix. But I do see that one side of my mix is really chunky and one side isn't. I am gonna take the less chunky side for this plant. And I do actually just want to shift the old soil to the side. Let me make the soil piles. So I'll take a little bit of the less chunky side, but still an aeroid mix. Because I don't think Alocasias, they like to be moist. So because of that, and because I got a life, I am not going to pot it into something where I'll have to be watering it like too often. By too often, I mean more than once a week. Cool. Just making sure that there is enough around the top. Don't want it to be like it's moving in the pot, but I'm pretty sure it's because it hasn't been watered in yet. And I also don't want to pot it too high or too low. This is what it's giving. I'm also gonna take my very much so recently sanitized shear and cut off that yellowing leaf. I do have my watering can nearby, but y'all not gonna see, but I am gonna give it water. And like this one too, I'm hoping maybe it's gonna like fade to be a little bit, ooh. I also have my handy dandy spray. I think I am gonna spray it down. And I am just gonna spray down the plant. Like, I don't know. It's an alocasia, but you know what I'm saying? It's an alocasia. I just sprayed it with that insecticidal homemade spray. I'm going to give it water and then we'll move on along. So for this next one, this is the Silver Dragon. I'm gonna just pull it out, see what it's hitting for. Pretty sure it's gonna have that same situation. I'm just gonna let the soil that it's in just fall away. And I'm actually just expecting, ooh, wow, there's a big rock or some kind of, must be that stuff there. Okay, there are so many corms. This one would be a corm hunter's dream. There are so many of them. I'm just taking off, my bad, I didn't even show y'all. I'm gonna just take off some of the, there's still some of that spongy material. It looks like it was starting to break down in this one. Still just gonna take it off. The roots are literally a tangled mess. I can't even. And I don't have to like clear it off because it's not like it's transitioning to some kind of completely different media. So this one has a much more like substantial root system. I lose the corm. No, I did not. I don't know if I actually want to take them out. I might just let them do their thing in the pot because actually, yeah, they're still doing them. There is this one leaf that I'm gonna just pluck off from now. Put it to the side. I'm gonna see which. This honestly feels like too small, but then this feels like too big. Okay, because when I put this, I have to like wrap. Yeah, no, I think I have to put it in the bigger one. I'm so sad. Oh my God, wait. I think okay, I'm getting ready to say I'm sad because these are like some clear pots that I had ordered, but they're not as sturdy. So like if you see, this is like, it's like flimsy. Whereas this one is like nice and sturdy, which I like. Is my life made? It sure is, because I just found one that I can put this one in. I found one left. All right, so I just put that bottom layer as I always do. And now with this one, my problem I was having before, as I stated, was that it was wobbly in the pot. So it would actually be a crying shame for me to repot it and it's still being wobbly in the pot, because that is the reason that I'm doing this. What I realized is that I had to make sure that I was potting it because the leaves are growing forward. So like I left the back out a little bit, but that just is what it is. It looks cute, and there's still a new leaf unfurling. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be very upset with this repot, but we move, and yeah, now I just gotta find something to put a cover pot for this. Anywho, that's the repot, and I'm gonna just spray. Now, that's really what she's looking like, and I'm gonna water her through for real, with a decent amount of water, which will also help if any of the spray went down. I will say I also like to spray them before I water, not after, because if I do, because there's alcohol in this, something that can be helpful is for it to like get flushed through. All right, y'all, thanks so much for stopping in and watching me repot these two really nice alocasia. I'm really glad that I just so happen to have some pots for them. You know what I mean? Now that I've repotted this one, I just wanted to show y'all one more time where she's at. I am really worried. And then this one, it's like, it's not even translucent. I'm dragging it, but it's like, it has like a hint of green. So I don't really know what to expect, honestly and truly. And I'm really worried because I don't want the plant to continue to do this, because at that point it will just keep growing, giving white leaves that are gonna die off. So like, for example, I think this leaf is gonna eventually brown off. It's not gonna maintain for a long time. Like, this is deeply out of pocket. Like, how it's gonna survive on that one little piece of green right there? How it's gonna do that? How it's gonna photosynthesize? Somebody tell me. I don't know, but we're just gonna hope for the best at this point. And then with this one, I don't know, she's really giving in the camera, and if you find her, she's really giving. I could just only hope that one day it looks as good as Leafy Divas, because that's big Alocasia inspiration right there. Big Alocasia inspiration. I'm gonna put this back, both of them back into that cabinet. They've been living in my Acrobar greenhouse cabinet. I'm not gonna repot the Hoyas. I'm not gonna repot the Hoyas. I'm gonna let those, well, hold on. That's a lie. I'm not gonna repot the Hoyas yet because they seem like they're doing fine. That said, I'm gonna put these back. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.